Thank you again for tuning in to our Retirement Education Center YouTube channel, where we believe in providing you unbiased retirement concepts that's going to help you maximize your retirement income. Now, on our channel, we do not believe in providing you with any type of silver bullet ideas, and we certainly do not believe in glorifying any type of one product strategy. But what we do believe in on our channel is providing you with a holistic concept that will help you maximize all of your retirement income and help you retire with confidence. Now, the question that we're asking today is, do you have an order of operations of how you save money? Now, we all know that saving money is not very easy, but it becomes even more difficult if you do not have a system in place. And so if you don't have an order of operations on how to save money for your best interest and for your retirement situation, you're certainly going to want to stay locked into this retirement concept video today, as we are going to provide you a roadmap on how to save money. Hi, my name is Carson Graves, President and CEO of the Retirement Education Center.
And my name is Andrea Graves, Director of Operations at the Retirement Education Center. And we want to thank you for tuning in to our Retirement Concepts videos. These videos are created to help to make the difficult and confusing retirement process simple.
Absolutely, Andrew, because with so many retirement concepts out there, so many retirement strategies, and of course so many retirement products, it can become very difficult for consumers to digest it all. That is why we are so fortunate to work with a team of expert advisors that would help our clients have a roadmap that will let them know when, where, and how they can reach their retirement goals.
For additional concepts on how to maximize your retirement, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos. Carson, why is it so important to have an order for saving money? Doesn't it all end up in the same pot for retirement anyway?
Andrew, I can see why many people may feel that way. And that's an excellent question. I'm sure so many other people probably would have that same thought process when it comes to saving money. But I always try to help my clients think of things intuitively, because that's really what it comes down to. We try to make the retirement process simple by giving you concepts and to help your mind think differently. So I just want you to think about building anything. Just imagine if you were going to build a shed in your backyard. Now, if you open up that package, it definitely will have steps that you need to take. Step 1, 2, it may go to 10, who knows? But nevertheless, Andrew, I can assure you that if you start at step 7, and trust me, I've probably done this before by trying to wing it from the box. But if you start at step 7, it's going to make it very difficult for you to get to step 10, and because you probably have to go back to step 1 in order to get to step 7. Right. So that is why you also need to make sure that you have an order of operations when it comes to your retirement savings as well. And that is what we're going to talk about today, and providing you with a roadmap on what we know would work best for you in order to save money for retirement. But before we get into that, Andrew, there are always 2 rules to retirement income that we like to give you. And what are those 2 rules?
Well, rule number 1 is to never run out of money, and rule number 2 is to never forget rule number 1.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about an order of operation when it comes to you saving money for retirement.
Carson, interestingly enough, your first order of saving money is to pay off debt, especially high interest rate debt.
Absolutely, Andrew. That's going to be the first order of operations that I would encourage anyone to take if they're trying to save money. Because here's the thing. According to the Federal Reserve, the annual percentage yield on a credit card is 16.44%. Now, when you think about a 16.44% annual percentage yield on a credit card, if you have that high interest debt, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to pay that debt down. Because there's no other place in which you can guarantee yourself a 16% rate of return on your money. Now, the average rate of return on the S&P 500 is 7%, and that's before inflation is calculated. So if you can get 16% somewhere, then by all means, leave that credit card alone. But I don't think there's any place out there that's going to guarantee that type of rate of return. That's why we always encourage our clients, if anything, make sure before we can get a consistent saving strategy going, pay off that high interest credit card debt.
Well, Carson, that was a very important first step. So your next order of saving is to build an emergency fund. Now, you've mentioned before, maybe you should have like 3 to 6 months worth of savings, right?
Yeah, Andrea, I do believe that's going to be adequate for most people. Now, I look at 3 months as being kind of like the baby steps now. Most advisors are going to tell their clients that 3 months is probably not enough in this day and time. There's so much uncertainty out there, right?
Right.
So we're looking at, really the standard being 6 months. And I personally, Andrew, keep over a year's worth of savings, because here's the thing, you never know, and surprises always happen, right? That AC unit may go out in your home, that your tires on your car may need to be replaced. You never know. There could be an unexpected new coming person into the household. Maybe someone is expecting a new member of the household. You just never know. There's always going to be an unexpected event that may take place in your lifestyle. And the reason why we want you to have this as the second step to your retirement savings is because if you don't have adequate savings, if you run into that uncertainty, if you run into a situation to where you're laid off unexpectedly, like during the pandemic, then you're going to no doubt be tempted to reach into your retirement funds in order to get by. But you need those funds later in life. And so one of the things that we want to make sure of is that you're not reaching into your retirement funds to help alleviate a short-term expense, like maybe buying new tires in your car. And hopefully no one is actually taking money out to go on some vacation or buy something extravagant. That would be really, really ridiculous to do so. So we want you to keep some adequate savings so you don't have to do that. So that gap can be bridged for a moment, okay? So that's why we look at 3 to 6 months, but even longer if you're able to save that way.
That was another good step, because anything can happen.
Absolutely.
Carson, another order of savings is to contribute to your 401k, enough to at least get the full employer match.
Yeah, and we've talked about this on numerous videos about getting free money from your employer.
Right.
So this is what now that you've graduated, we've talked about, paying off debt, of course. We've talked about making sure you have a cushion. Now we're graduating into actually saving money for your retirement. And this is what I call the first layer. The first layer is free money. You should always take this option first if you have the option to do so. If you have a 401k plan, if you have any type of employer plan in which your employer is going to match you, it may be dollar for dollar, it may be 50 cents on the dollar. But that is a guaranteed rate of return that you can secure for yourself as long as you participate up to that full match. It's kind of like the same concept we talked about when we talked about paying down your credit card debt, guaranteeing you a specific rate of return. Here you have a guaranteed rate of return on your money when it comes to doing up to the match for your employer, because they're going to give you that free money. And not only that, this is a double-edged sword in a good way, because not only will you get free money, but it's also going to be a tax benefit for you as well, because the money that you put inside of that 401k is going to reduce your overall taxable income. So here's the first layer that you want to start with when it comes to saving for retirement.
Another good step, Carson. Now, next is to contribute to your Roth IRA or HSA or both, and max it out.
Absolutely, max it out. So this is now what we're talking about, Andrew. We're graduating, right? We're trying to help people save money methodically with operations. And these are the steps you need to take. So now we're in the second layer of what you should be doing. And this layer of savings is what we call tax-free money. Tax-free money. So yeah, you want to make sure that you contribute to a Roth IRA after you've actually maxed out your 401k, because now two things are happening here. We're getting into tax diversification, and that's what you need to retire comfortably. Now, as you know, Andrew, when you're contributing to a Roth IRA, you're contributing money on an after-tax basis, and that money comes out tax-free as well. So it grows tax-free and it comes out tax-free. Now, the thing is, you do have to qualify. You do have to qualify to contribute to a Roth IRA. This is why you want to work with a qualified professional that can help you navigate. Can you qualify? And if you can't qualify, how else can you get into a Roth IRA? Now, we've done videos on this as well, and educational segments on this. But if you make too much money to contribute to a Roth IRA, you can do what we call a backdoor Roth IRA. So everybody, even if you're a millionaire, you can actually do a Roth IRA. You may have to backdoor into it, but that's okay, because what you're doing, you're contributing your money into an account that's going to provide you a tax-free benefit on the back end. Because a lot of people say, well, I might be in a lower tax bracket when I retire. That's absolutely true. We don't have a crystal ball. You very well may be in a lower tax bracket when you retire. But here's the one thing I can tell you: you will never be in a 0% tax bracket. Taxes will never be zero. So you can start right now organizing your taxes, getting ahead of what may take place, taking the uncertainty or any type of ifs out of life in order to go ahead and pay those taxes today and have tax freedom tomorrow. Now, in saying that, if you're under the age of 50, you can put up to $6,000 a year into a Roth IRA. If you're over the age of 50, you can have a catch-up clause of $1,000 and contribute up to $7,000. Now, Andrew, now what I want to do is segue right over into an HSA account. We've talked about HSAs as being an excellent way for you to have some tax freedom when it comes to your health care. Because you're going to probably have some sort of health expenses along the way to your retirement years. There's no doubt about that. And an HSA account will allow you to have a triple tax effect. You put money in pre-tax, just like in your 401k. And therefore, you're going to lower your tax rate right away when you put money into that HSA account. That money grows tax-free. That money also grows tax-deferred. It grows tax-deferred inside of that HSA account. But here's the added benefit. As long as you pull that money out for a qualified medical expense, that money is going to come out tax-free. Now, in 2022, if you are a single person and you have a high deductible healthcare plan, understand you must have a high deductible healthcare plan to even contribute to an HSA. Understand this also, your employer may also match you in that HSA as well. But here's the thing: if you're a single individual, for 2022, you can put up to $3,650 into that plan. And if you're over 55, you can increase it by $1,000. So you can put in $4,650. Now, if you're a family and you actually have a high deductible healthcare plan, you can put in $7,300 annually. Or if you're over the age of 55, you can put in $8,300 inside of an HSA account. You build that HSA up, Andrea, you have a qualified medical expense. Now you have tax-free dollars that you can pull out of this account to help cover those expenses.
Another very good step. Carson, last on our saving roadmap is to save in a taxable or non-IRA taxable investment.
Yes, okay. Absolutely. Now, Andrew, we've graduated here. Now we're at the third level of what I call your savings operations. And so we've laid out some very important steps here, but this is the third level of what we call tax diversification. Tax diversification is at this level because when you're saving in non-IRA accounts or taxable accounts, you're now going to have tax efficiency. So we went to making sure that you had free money. You had some free money coming in from your 401k in the first level. The second level, we were talking about tax-free income money on the back end, tax-free money. The third level, we're looking at now tax-efficient money. Because when you're investing in a taxable account, one of the things that you have to recognize, Andrew, that these other accounts have restrictions to them on how much you can put into them. In your taxable account, you don't have any restrictions. You can open up a brokerage account and you can put as much money as you like into those accounts. You can use that money for any and all of the above situations that we were talking about for your retirement years. But you don't have to wait to age 59 and a half to take money out of a tax efficient account. And when you take money out of these accounts, you're going to be subjected to capital gains now as opposed to ordinary income tax brackets. Now, the highest rate that you would pay on this money would be 20%. In 2022, the highest rate that you're going to pay on money coming out of your 401ks or other traditional IRAs is going to be 37%. Which would you prefer?
Right.
Now, that's why we look at these accounts for our clients to be blended in with their 401ks, to be blended in with their Roth IRAs, to create a very harmonious taxable situation when they actually retire. So think about this roadmap, and we want to show you a screen that's going to help you understand how to organize this really quick so you can make sure you write this down. So if you take a look at the screen, I'm just going to quickly go through these steps with you so you can see. First, you want to make sure that you pay off your high interest debt. Second, you want to make sure that you build an emergency fund for your retirement. Third, contribute to your 401k up to the match. Remember, up to the match that your employer is going to give you. 4, then you go outside of your 401k and you start contributing to a Roth IRA. And of course, if you have a high deductible healthcare plan, make sure you're also contributing to an HSA account. 5, make sure after that you start creating tax diversification by using tax efficient options by utilizing taxable accounts or non-IRA accounts. And if you follow these 5 steps, you can have the freedom that you desire when you finally retire.
Carson, thank you again for your insight on this topic, and thank you for watching. And if you feel that this information was beneficial for you, please like and share with others.
So I really do hope that this information will provide you a systematic way for you to save for your retirement. Please understand that these videos are created for educational purposes only, and that you should always seek out your own financial advisor, your own tax advisor, and your own attorney regarding your personal situation. Also, if you are looking for a fiduciary financial advisor to help you with these types of retirement concepts and these types of complicated matters, we highly recommend that you utilize the links in the description below and reach out to our office and go ahead and schedule a 1-hour free consultation with us today.
For more information about this topic or any of the other topics that we've shared in our other videos, please feel free to reach out to our office or leave any questions or comments in the section below. After this video, please check out our other videos that will give you tips on how to maximize your retirement. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have questions,
we have answers.